How we doing today? Video 21. Yay! Moving along, going forward. Uh, Today I'd like to talk about memories. Memories. You often hear people say, "Oh, the memories." Oftentimes, the memories that we have are places, people, things, and that we've done, or and oftentimes it's embedded into memory because we have some kind of a feeling related to it. When it comes to substance abuse or alcohol or addictions, that memory is in relieving that issue or problem, or bringing stabilization, or being more active, or more sociable, or whatever it might be. You have less anxiety, or so your brain creates a memory of that event, or that process of healing in a way. But for drugs and alcohol, it's all temporary. But I have many memories in the past of things I've done, and for a long time there, when I was using, the only thing that was in my memories at that time was all the wrongdoing that was in my life, all the things that I've done or created, the circumstances of my life, of all the bad choices I made. And today I'm truly happy in the choices I'm making. Excuse me. And it's always important to bring distance from your past bad behaviors, bad choices, and what you do is, with further distance you can bring on these bad choices, and you have a chance to reflect on days that are past, that the good things that you've done, and the further distance. And that's where I always say you have to have some substantial clean time, and bringing distance from all the bad consequences and things that you've done. And it really gives you a chance to bring clarity into your life, and deal with the issues and problems, and bring closure to it, and make amends to people you brought harm, and really becoming honest in your life, and not just hiding. And I think one of the most important things I had in my life was honesty. Even when I was going in and out of jail, so many times I was trying to fight the system and saying, you had no right coming into my apartment and finding drugs. What the fuck? I mean, that's ridiculous. You had no right to come in there and find dope. Here I was selling the damn stuff to people and disrupting and ruining their lives at the same time as supporting my habit. It's ridiculous. And finally I just had to surrender and admit my wrongdoings. It made the process all that much easier, and not stuck in denial and trying to fight the system and saying, you had no right coming in, so you had no right to charge me, and all that bullshit. It's just ridiculous. Coming up front and admitting your wrongdoings, and being honest with yourself and others, and truly admitting your wrongdoings. That was so important. Anyway, today's note, let's see what we are. Learned memory and substance abuse. And I have some great memories there with my oldest daughter, and reuniting our family and in her marriage. And she had to create some new memories and helping us change with the divorce and separation. And she has a stepfather, and I know she loves him and cares about him too. And so it was a tough decision on her, and who she was going to get to walk down the aisle, and the father-daughter dance, and all this stuff. And boy, she just did a wonderful job in making that all come true, and really bringing the family together. Her mother now has decided that she doesn't care whether I'm at any events that are revolving around the kids or grandkids. She's coming. There's no more spiteful. I'm sure there might be a little hurt yet there that needs some healing, and I've tried my best in trying to help her understand that the events in the past was only a version of the idiot of me, that who I was. And I was thinking there the other day that when people talk to other people that are under the influence of substances or drugs or whatever, try and think of a name that you don't like. I don't know, Gladys or something. If it's a woman, you know, instead of being Samantha, you know, Samantha's the nice girl, and when she's drinking or on drugs, you say, okay, Gladys, you know, like she's a different person. It's a different version of who that person is. It's just a small version of who that person is, but certainly the people that, you know, are under the influence or become addicted, that small version, that Gladys, could be around for a long time, and they could very well die being Gladys and not Sophie or Samantha or whatever the good name is, you know. And I'm thinking of the witch, or not witch, she's a good witch. Anyway, okay, we'll get on with the note today. I'll get my glasses on. I'm going to be the big 55 this year. Moving on, move ahead, go forward. Okay, the picture is my oldest daughter, Courtney's wedding. The father-daughter dance, a loving memory. And yes, she had her stepfather walk her down the aisle. You know, and I was so proud of her in making that decision. And, you know, she's just a beautiful daughter. She's my oldest daughter, the first one. And, you know, it sure was a love and a joy to actually be there sober and enjoy everything like today. You know, today is my choice. If I decide to have a drink, I will have a drink, you know, but it's my choice that I prefer not to. You know, I was telling an old friend there the other day that I don't drink anymore. I prefer to go for an ice cream. And he was going, yeah, right. You know, he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe that I'd rather go for an ice cream than a beer. Even that's kind of remarkable to me today, but, you know, that's long in the past now. Anyway, okay, learned memory for me, is past experiences that I've turned to memory, whether good or bad. When it comes to memories of substance use and the good feelings it has or had, my brain becomes stimulated to those memories. You know, I'll carry on before I start rambling here, because it's all likelihood I wrote this and hear this. Anyway, if I become focused on all the good feelings it gave me and avoid the outcome of the negative consequences, this is where it becomes an addiction. We all have experiences of good feelings, places we have been, things we have done, and this is what drives us to repeat these behaviors. Today for me is the thoughts I must keep in mind. You know, for a long time, and today too, I have to question my thoughts. You know, I can't just think of something and just go along with it, you know, because it may not be the appropriate action, because this is all like a new learning experience in me, and the way I deal with things. Like my favorite saying, if you always do what you always done, you'll always get what you always got. And it's that outcome, you know, that we have to change. If you're thinking, you know, the guy in front of you is an idiot and turning this and that, and, you know, you really got to change your thinking around if you want to feel better about it. You know, it's the choices we make. Everything's in the forefront of our mind, and it's all in how we perceive the life in this world. It's our perception. You can perceive it to be a beautiful, happy place, or you can perceive it to be a nasty, rotten, evil, you know, full of jealousy and anger and all that bullshit. You know, that's just a terrible life to live. And anyway, okay, we'll carry on here. Okay, it's the stinking thinking that can affect my emotions, which turn to behaviors. If you always go into a problem with the same thoughts you did when they were created, nothing will change. Changing our thinking is all part of growing and recovering. We have to create new memories of happiness. So in avoiding sadness and seeking out rewards of happiness, don't use drugs or alcohol. This is only a temporary fix. True happiness comes through faith, love, family, friends, and I thank God for all of them today. Helping others has become the backbone to my recovery. Learning from my mistakes can save you all a lot of misery. Find out how I broke the cycle of substance abuse in my book, Life in the Game of Addictions. You can find that on Lulu. Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday, and I did get a copy here for you to see. And yeah, that was a copy of me. That was a picture of me, I mean. Back in 2009. Woohoo! I'm free today. Okay, triggers to relapse. Triggers can be many things, from people, places, and things. It could be a smell, a sight, something you hear, like for the problem gambler, the ringing of the bells. In the end, I believe it's anything that reacts the brain's endorphins to past pleasure. It's the rewards of memory that start the cycle of craving that leads you to wanting more. With a little mindful awareness, you can be more conscious of these triggers and choose to extinguish them as fast as they start. It's all part of the process of stinking thinking. The more you allow yourself to indulge in the rewards, the harder it is to break free. That might be it. Let me just see here. Ta-da. Okay, no. Like anything else, if you keep looking at the things you don't want, the stronger those feelings become. Okay, so focus on all the things you want. You become what you think about. Okay, like anything else, if you keep looking at the things you don't want, the stronger those feelings become. Yeah, I could say that, yeah. You know, I'm not just trying to think of a scenario like that. I don't want to be at the house I'm on. It's a shitty place, it's nasty. The guys don't shower enough, they're leaving dirt and nasty stuff. Yeah. So the more I focus on the residence I live in, that the nastier it is, the stronger it's becoming, and the worse I hate it. So so focus on the things that you want. So I'm focused now. I just signed a lease for a little farmhouse in the country, and so around the house now, hey, you know what, actually it don't feel bad there now, really, because I'm focused on the things that I want. You know, that's pretty remarkable when you have that aha moment in life, and you really truly see things in a different way, and come to believe that, it's all up to, if it's to be, it's up to me. And if I choose to be dwelling in turmoil and and all the negativity, then that's where I'll be. But it's my choice today, and I realize that it's your choice. If you want a good, happy life, and if you want things to be good and enjoyable, then focus on the things that you want. Not necessarily in a greedy way or selfish way, but even make yourself a vision board. Like my little farm, Hope Farm. I'm gonna call it the Hope Farm because it was, I don't know, 8-10 years ago I did do a vision board, and one of my visions on that board was I drew a little picture across, and it had a brace thing there where the cows pull the reins and all this, and it had Hope Farm on the top. And so I believe if you feel it, you see it,